Today we face Manchester City for the third time in 4 games. Last time out we beat them at the Etihad to get through to the final of the Carabao Cup. Today's a slightly different story in as much as Erling Haaland's back. Hello and welcome to episode 64 of Irons in the Fire as we try and make West Ham good and great again. My name's Mark and on today's episode we have for you games both at home. First up is Manchester City in the Premier League match day 23 and then we play Sparta Prague in the Champions League league phase match day 7, wanting to try and keep a 100% record in that competition if at all possible. Don't forget, if you do enjoy today's episode, leave me that big thumbs up, subscribe, hit the notification button, leave me a comment, let me know what you think of the series so far. Let me know whether you want me to carry on with this series or whether you want me to start a new series, because we did say that we would bring this to a conclusion at the end of this current season. So let me know what you'd like me to do. And the other way of following me on this channel is to find out everything that's going on, is to follow me on X, formerly known as Twitter, at JustOffsideFM. Right, since you were last with us, not a great deal's been happening, to be honest, because we haven't played any games. We haven't done a great deal. Win against Manchester City in the last one. Todibo, 7 minutes into injury time, giving us that win as it looked like it was going to penalties, almost like the last play of the match. It wasn't actually the last play. We played a little bit more after that, but it was that close to the end, and that was all after Samadic missed a penalty, which we thought was going to seal the win for us. But Todibo did get us there. A 3-2 win in the Carabao Cup semi-final, and a final coming up on the 22nd of February. We don't know who we're going to play yet because they don't play until the 4th of February. Madness. Absolute madness. I don't know what's going on at all. Right. As I said, these are the two things. Obviously, Sparta Prague, we get in our second game today. As we left it, you will see we are top, the only team to have a 100% record. Other teams that have guaranteed playoff places at least are Paris Saint-Germain, Barcelona, Porto and Real Madrid. Sparta Prague down here in 34th place at the moment. They need to win both their final games, even to stand a remote chance, and it is a remote chance because they've only got 1 point up to now, and it seems highly unlikely they're going to get there unless they beat us today to start that comeback, but we're hoping that's not going to happen. It would be lovely to finish and complete this sort of campaign here in the Champions League, and they said it was going to be a tough one with a 100% record, and I think that's probably what we should be aiming for right now. Other English sides, currently Aston Villa are 6th, Manchester City are 7th, Liverpool not in the sort of even in the bottom echelons so far. Arsenal are 21st, they need to hang on in there. Manchester United need to hang on in there, and a bunch of teams on 7 points, so they've got to really get some results if they're going to ensure they get through to the playoff round of this competition. They could still sneak into this top 8, but it seems highly unlikely. Certainly after this round of matches, we'll know exactly what everybody has to do in order to get to where they need to get. Right, I don't think there's anything else to tell you. We still have Emerson on the bench. Well, not on the bench, but on the injury table. He's going to be out for another 10 days to 3 weeks. Schlager, Bowen and Abraham all coming back from recent injuries, which is good news. So, without any more to do, let's get on with today's game. It's a game against Manchester City. We know all about them. We've played them twice in quick succession, 3 times already this season. We haven't lost to them in 4 games. The last time we lost to them was at the Etihad in the Premier League back in December 24. We beat them at the start of the season 2-0 at the Etihad. We drew 1-1 with them back here in the Carabao Cup, and then beat them 2-1 at their place in the last game. So today we need another result if we can. As it currently stands, the head-to-head looks like this. It's all square, to be fair. 9 played, 3 wins, 3 draws, 3 losses, 15 goals for, 15 goals against, and 12 points. So today we'll sort that out to some extent, unless it's a draw again, in which case it'll still all be square. Let's go and find out the team then that faces Manchester City for this Premier League Match Day 23. And this is the side facing Manchester City in this Premier League Match Day 23. Mazulia is in goal. Gomez, Friedel, Zuma and Wagnerman. Our defensive line, Shalaga, Ward-Prowse and Souček in midfield. Kudos is sat behind Bowen and Watkins up front. On the bench we have Trubin, Todibo, Upamecano, Archie Gray, Vitic, Holmand, Samadic, Kerr and Abraham. And here we are back at the London Stadium. Won 3 of our last 5, drawn 2. One of those against Manchester City, of course. Manchester City have won 2, drawn 2, lost 1. Haaland back up front. They're playing a 4-3-3 today. And currently we're first on 55 points and Manchester City 6th on 39. Arsenal played the early game and beat Liverpool 5-0. So they've taken up second place, 9 points behind us. Kudos with a free kick, swings it in. It's headed on. Gomez will get there. 3 minutes on the clock. Keeps it in. Crosses it to Ward-Prowse. Ward-Prowse finds Souček. Wagnerman. Wagnerman goes into the area, but he's lost control of that ball. And Foden gets there, but Wagnerman crosses it in. Bowen heads it in. He's offside, I think. 11th goal of the season if it does stand. Wagnerman quick to react to Foden. Caught Foden out. And it is disallowed. He's offside. Quick reaction, though. Well offside. Well, I don't know, because Foden effectively was playing him on, I think. Now Bowen with his corner. Swings it in. Souček just can't get it down. Free kick. Bowen with a free kick. Deep. Gomez. Oh, it's Ederson spilled it. And Ward-Prowse puts it away. It's 1-0 on 40 minutes, and we do take a lead. And we've probably been worth it, to be fair, looking at the stats. Bowen swings this in. Gomez heads it straight at Ederson. Ederson saves it. And Ward-Prowse puts away. Question where that went off. And again, come on, SI, sort this out, because that tells me nothing. Absolutely nothing. I don't think... If I change the angle here, sideline. Nope, it doesn't move. So we don't want to change that one. Go back to TV. I can't see. Really, what we should be doing is the camera angle needs to go along this line. So you're looking along the line to see if the ball crossed the line or not. And really, right on injury time, it's bad news. We have an injury to Joe Gomez, which isn't good news because Parisi is away on international duty. He's got a potential thigh injury. Hopefully it's nothing too bad, but he's had to come off right on injury time. So Friedel moves out to the left. Todibo will come on in that central defence. No more highlights in that first half. And as you'll see, we have been very dominant in that first half. 7 shots, 3 on target, 1.24, 38% of the possession. They've held the possession, but we've taken our chances. And when we've had the chance, we've had a shot as well. They've had 1 shot, nothing on target, 0.08, 62% of the possession. That injury to Gomez is a worry. And I think the Bowen goal should have stood. Manchester City making 2 changes at half-time. Grealish and Nunez are on. Xavier cutting that one out. Bowen picks the ball up. 47 minutes on the clock, but Bowen not got control over that. But Xavier loses. It's lost the ball. Watkins puts that away. And a question whether he was offside or not. Flag goes up. And it's a question. Are we having another one ruled out? Is it going to be another one of those days? It is going to be another one of those days. Watkins slightly offside. He was offside, I think. And with nearly 71 minutes on the clock, making two more changes. Mohamed Kudus is off. We've replaced him with Lazia Samadic. And the other change that we made is Ollie Watkins, who was tiring very quickly. We've brought on Tammy Abraham. And with 80 minutes on the clock, we're making our final two changes. Again, because of tiredness, Joshua Wagnerman, he's come off. Zuma moves out to the right-hand side. And we've brought on Martin Vidic. Todibo moving over as well. So that's the change in the back. And we've made one change in midfield. We have taken off Souček and brought on Morten Helmand. Manchester City with a free kick. And let's hope this isn't going to come to anything. Abraham gets in there. Helmand. Ward-Prowse. Ward-Prowse goes out wide to Bowen. Bowen picks that ball up, brings it in. Xavier's into the area. Back to Bowen. Bowen cross it in, but it's cleared upfield. Todibo. We are in the second minute of 4 added on. Zuma. Oh, I thought he was going to lose that ball for a minute. Zuma. He's pushed it back for Ward-Prowse. Ward-Prowse. It's Harlin. Oh, and a shot from Helmand, but it's gone wide. And there are no more highlights, and we've extended our little run against Manchester City to 5 games now. Manchester City really aren't doing it this season, are they? They're the forgotten team, and even Erling Haaland not getting anything. We played him out of that game, really. Ward-Prowse, the player of the match, just by virtue of scoring that goal, 7.8. Well, we did a job. Let's hope the injury to Joe Gomez isn't a bad one. 9 shots, just the 3 on target, 1.34 on the XG. 36% of the possession, but I'll tell you what, Manchester City had 1 shot, nothing on target, 0.08, same as at half-time, and 64% of the possession. I'll tell you what, we played well against Manchester City. Let's go and do it against Sparta Prague in the next game. Well, before we have a look at how that set of results has set us for today, the good news is that Joe Gomez is tight hamstring is only going to be out for 1 to 2 days. And, well, just set us a bit of a drift for a little bit of that game, but it wasn't anything too much. And, well, I'm just pleased that it's not a long-term injury. And here we are, a quick roundup of the results from today. As I said, Arsenal have beaten Liverpool in the early game 5-0, which means Liverpool down in 11th with 30 points. They're not challenging this season, are they? Everton 2-2, a draw against Crystal Palace. Everton in 9th. Crystal Palace are in 10th. Southampton losing to Newcastle by 1-0. Sunderland beating Norwich 2-1, which increases their gap now on the bottom 3. 1-0 win over Manchester City. James Ward-Prowse on 40 minutes means that we remain top. 12 points clear of Arsenal in second. Manchester United do have a game in hand. They are on 44 points, which means if they were to win that game in hand, the lead would be back to 11 points. But it's 11 points, and we've managed to keep that gap. We've opened it, and we're sustaining it as it stands at the moment. Nottingham Forest in that drop zone, 1. Aston Villa, 1. Aston Villa now are in 6th place on 39 points. Bournemouth 4. Brentford 2. Bournemouth pulling themselves clear of that bottom lot. It's now sort of looking very much like there's a bit of a gap there now. Luton, Nottingham Forest, Southampton and Norwich are playing for those bottom places as it stands at the moment. That's how it stands then going into the next round of games. That there is some Sunday games. We'll bring you those as soon as they are. Luton are playing Chelsea, Leicester playing Leeds United, and then there's no more until Tuesday, which means that Manchester United don't look as if they're playing on this round of games, which means they will remain with a game in hand. Chelsea, Leicester, Leeds, Nottingham Forest, Newcastle and Tottenham playing in midweek. We can't play, of course, because we are in the Champions League. Talking of Champions League, as I've said before, we are in a position, a very nice position at that, where we are on 100% record. It'd be good to keep that 100% record going if we can into today's game or after today's game, and we'll be doing that. We're playing on Wednesday against Sparta Prague. The other English teams that are playing, Arsenal playing this Caverna. Who else have we got in there? Liverpool playing Anderlecht, Manchester City playing Lyon, Manchester United playing Galatasaray in their games, and in the Wednesday games, I think we are possibly the only English side in there. Looks like it. Celtic must be playing somewhere. Celtic are playing Dortmund at home. Oh, Aston Villa. I missed them at the top. Aston Villa versus Sevilla. Most of the English sides playing on Tuesday then. We'll come back with a round of results very, very shortly. Well, I promised I would come back and bring you the results for the games played on Sunday. Chelsea have beaten Luton Town by 1-0, move up into third place on 45 points, having played 22 games. They have a game in hand over us as well at the moment. So our lead at the top, if they were to win that, would probably be only 10 points. Leicester drawing 1-1 with Leeds United. Leicester in 13th. Leeds have had a good start to the season. They're just be above Leicester in 12th place. Leeds on 30, Leicester on 25. So that's the completed the round. There are a number of teams still have to play games. Tottenham, I've noticed, have 2 games in hand. So that will work itself out as we go. We'll see how they get on. Right, well, you come back ahead of the game. We're nearly at match day, and you come back. We have made another signing, Oscar Gerlurker. Glotch. I'll find out what the pronunciation of that name is. Oscar Gerlurch comes in from Red Bull Salzburg. He's not registered. The window opened and shut before he came in for the Champions League. I think it will reopen again before the transfer window, but we might not be able to play him in the last 2 games of the league phase. That's the only thing. He's under 21. He's unregistered. So, unfortunately, didn't have time to register him ahead of those games. But as you'll see, he's currently a 4-star current ability, 4-star potential ability. He's can play through that midfield, through that thing, can also play out wide if we want him to. But can also play as a striker, so that will be quite useful. We've got masses. We've got Kudos and Samadic in that sort of area, so we need to have a look and see. I think ultimately whether or who are the best players in there. We only probably want about 2 or 3 at most. So I'm thinking Glosh, Samadic and Kudos in that. So anybody else, I think, will probably look to move on at some point or other. But when you look at this now, he is the premier player in the squad, as it were, ahead of Samadic, Trubin, Todibo. Trubin, who's not getting game time at the moment, Todibo and Parisi. So he's definitely stepped in there. He will be. He's an upgrade, or definitely want it. He wanted to go to Liverpool. It looked like he was going to go to Liverpool. We snatched him from under Liverpool's noses, which is quite a fine thing. So he adds to the squad and will give us that extra bit of impetus, as it were. Right, let's get down to the game then in hand. We've got Tuesday's games to come. I'll give you the results of those first. And the Tuesday games have been played. Aston Villa losing to Sevilla 2-0. Celtic losing to Dortmund 2-0. Arsenal on a bit of a run at the moment. They beat Liverpool 5-0. They've beaten Caverna by 5-1. So we'll have done their campaign a lot of good. Liverpool beating Anderlecht by 7-0. Obviously coming back from that thumping by Arsenal in the Premier League. Manchester City, they've opened the floodgates as well. A 6-0 win over Lyon. Manchester United just managing to get past Galatasaray. They are the games from Tuesday. This is how it looks as we go in to for a lot of the teams, final round of games. But Barcelona are in second behind us now. Then Paris Saint-Germain still to play. Manchester City move up into fourth place, so they will be in the pick, as it were. Dortmund, Porto, Real Madrid, Aston Villa just inside there on goal difference, so they're okay. Monaco, Sevilla, Milan, Arsenal, Manchester United, Celtic, all going through. Liverpool, so all the English sides, or all the British sides, should I say, at the moment are up in amongst this. Obviously, there's still a round of games to play. Could all change. We'll come back from that and have a look at the final table with one round of games to play and see how that permeates out in due course. Right. Sparta Prague it is then, and Champions League match day. They are with, in fact, I think they have a full complement of players. We've got 4 players that are unregistered. They are Carrera, De Thomas, Friedel and Glotch. And Emerson is still doubtful with the torn calf muscle. Let's go and have a look at the side then that will play Sparta Prague. And here is the team that faces Sparta Prague in this Champions League phase. Match day 7. Mazulia is in goal then. Parisi, Upamecano, Todibo and Wagnerman are defensive line. Shalaga, Holmand, who's now been registered, and Souček in midfield. Kudos is sat behind Abraham and Watkins up front. We're resting Bowen because, as you see, he's not 100% fit. Neither is Gomez, who picked up that knock in the last game, but both of those on the bench. The rest of the bench is made up like this. Trubin, Zuma, Gomez, as we've mentioned, Odebaid, Soufal, who makes his debut in the Champions League this season. He is, and I've just realised he's on the under-21. We need to get rid of him off of there. Soufal in the Champions League squad. We couldn't register him because of numbers, but we've had a bit of a jiggle around. Friedel and Carrera, the 2 players dropping out of the Champions League squad. But Carrera looks like he's on the move. Samadic, Vitic, Ward-Prowse, who's not 100% fit, and we may not play him today if we don't need to. Archie Gray, Sawyer, Brent Kerr, and Gerard Bowen. And here we are at the London Stadium, playing our usual formation. And Sparta Prague, they are playing a 4-2-3-1 today. And we may be playing in our away kit today, based on the fact that... No, we're not. No, we're not. Thought we might have been playing in our away kit because they're playing in a claret. Wagnerman with the long throw then. Long throw into the box. Todibo heads it on. Upamecano puts it away. Question of whether he was offside. And we seem to be having an episode where potentially they could be offsides. And VAR is checking it. It's a goal. And we go 1 up after 4 minutes, 3 minutes, I don't know, 4 minutes. And Todibo heads it on. Upamecano, he was onside. He was onside. Puts it away. He's 3rd of the season. We'll see the lines now. There you go. Oh. Cross that ball in, but it's Upamecano who saves it. Kudos. Finds Parisi in front of him. Parisi wriggling around. Upamecano. Parisi. Parisi comes forward. He's round his man. Puts it into space for Tammy Abraham. Tammy Abraham. He's put it away. 13th goal of the season for Tammy Abraham. And on 7 minutes, it's 2-0. And Sparta Prague look a little bit disconsolate. Parisi going around his man, puts it into space for Tammy Abraham, and Tammy Abraham was on a mission then. Just chips it and curls it past the goalkeeper, Hamic. They have a throw in. Volzak throws it in to Parakrab. Crossed deep. And it's come back off the woodwork. And it's gone in. Thomas Novotny gets one back for Sparta Prague on 18 minutes. Didn't clear that ball, did we? Ball in. Parakrab. Volzak. Back to Parakrab. And it's headed. Mazulia saves it. And very tight angle. Novotny puts it away. Holmand finds Kudos. Abraham. They weren't looking too disconsolate. If they got that goal back, Souček, Watkins. And 100% record. We don't want to lose. Wagnerman. Wagnerman, Watkins. Back to Wagnerman. Wagnerman will have a second go at it. Deep. Looking for Kudos. Kudos is brought down. And as we know, these will always be given. I've not seen one rejected yet. So it's going to be a penalty. Who's going to step up to take it, though? It is a penalty. As I say, not yet seen one not given. It's Watkins to take it. Oh, and it's been saved. My goodness me. Parisi with a corner. It's going to be an outswinger. Swung out. Souček back into space. Kudos fires it in, but it's gone for a goal kick. Wasn't hit hard and with any conviction. And we have another corner. Parisi swings it out. It's saved by Hamic. And it's another corner. Bit of pressure here. Parisi with the corner again. Swung in. This time it's headed over the top. Sure if this is the first or second one. Wagnerman. That was the first one. Hamic getting hands to it. Launched a long ball, but Parisi is up and Meccano has fouled. Referee waving play on. Mazulia. Wagnerman. Wagnerman comes forward now. He's got Todibo there in support. Todibo, Souček. Souček through the lines. Kudos had to run back for that. Up and Meccano. Xavier. Out to Parisi. Parisi not managing to get past. They've been well marked out there. Holmand. Holmand has Souček in space. Souček. What's Souček going to do? He's going to go on his own. He's going to try and put it away. It was saved by the goalkeeper. Came back. Mohamed Kudos gets his 6th of the season. And on 36 minutes, we've taken a 2-goal lead. 3-1. Souček on his own, as a go, saved by the goalkeeper, but it fell for Kudos and he put it away. Half-time has arrived. 3-1 at half-time then. 18 shots, 10 on target, 3.25, 63% of the possession. They've had 2 shots, both on target, 0.71 and 37% of the possession. I think we're in the box seat as it stands at the minute. Up and Meccano under that one, but only as far as Parakrab. And 56 minutes on the clock. Holmand has picked up a yellow card now as well. Oh, it's gone through, but over the top. In fact, it was saved by Mazulia. And that would have been another goal they'd got back. They have a corner, though. It's going to be an outswinger. Parakrab with the outswinger. Todibo heads it on, but it's not very forcefully away. And it's come back after a shot under by Novotny. It was Novotny that was causing the problems on that thing. And Hamzic with the goal kick. Watkins heading it back. But nobody there, of course. Hamzic. Forward. They're fairly dangerous. And Karabek has a shot. And good save by Mazulia again. He's keeping us in this game at the minute. Is Mazulia. Karabek will take it from this corner. And it's not all been our own way, and you would have expected it to be. Headed clear. Tammy Abraham is going to run out to that. And have we got a counter-attack on now? This is the question. Tammy Abraham in space. He's got players there. Souček mainly. Souček to Wagnerman. Wagnerman. Brack. Strange ending to the last highlight. Parisi. He was tackled. Wins the ball though. Xavier. We're looking to make some changes shortly. Abraham. Abraham down that wing. Parisi. Parisi finds Souček. Back to Abraham. Abraham puts it away. 14th goal of the season. Question of whether he was offside or not. And it's becoming a right pickle. Was he offside? This is the question. Well, thinking not. No, I think he was onside. Oh, and took a double deflection. It deflected off of this defender. Then hit the post and beat Hamic, because I think Hamic would have saved it had it not got a deflection off of him, and then it hit the post and went into the back of the net. But it stands. When Souček plays this ball, he's definitely onside, being played on by this player in the middle here. 4-1. And with 71 minutes on the clock, making 3 changes at this juncture of time. Joshua Wagnerman had a good game today, and he has got tired, as he has done quite recently. But Joe Gomez is on to replace Wagnerman. Souček, who's had a good game in midfield, makes way for Archie Gray to make his Champions League debut. And Ollie Watkins up front, not having a fantastic day, has been replaced by Brent Kerr. Bolsack with a throw in to Pakrab. Bolsack's been robbed by Gray. Gray finds Kerr. Back to Gray. The two substitutes, or two of the substitutes. Gray cuts it inside, but nobody there. Gomez, the other substitute, gives it away. And defensively, we're in a problem now, but Todibo, his physical presence there. Halmond, Xavier, out to Parisi. Parisi finds Abraham, who's on a hat-trick now. Parisi, back to Abraham. Working well. He's gone out wide today. Xavier. Xavier to Upamecano. Upamecano chips that over the top for Tammy Abraham. Tammy Abraham! And Kerr pulls it back. And I think it was Kudos who put it away. And again, question of offside. And again, I think it's not been given. 5-1 then. We go on this one in 76 minutes. Abraham cuts that back. Kerr to Kudos. Definitely not offside. And with 77 minutes on the clock, making our final 2 changes. And those changes have come on. We've taken off Todibo in defence. Martin Vitic takes his place. So we just need to check whether he's a ball-playing defender or not. Yes, he can play as that position. So that's the position he will play in. And the other change that we've made is Kurt Zuma has come on in place of Shalaga, who's getting tired and not had a bad game today. They are all our changes as we go into the last 15 minutes or so. Gray, Halmond on the ball. Gomez comes forward. He's been tackled, but the ball's still loose and he's still got it. So he's got Kudos inside him. Gomez making a right meal of himself, and he's put it away. 4th goal of the season. It's 6-1. I didn't think we would have such a big score early on. It looked like Sparta Prague were going to be a bit feisty, but we've got there. And Gomez all on his own, really. Kudos back to Gomez. Gomez in the area. Nobody really wanted to tackle him, and he just puts it past the goalkeeper. Good goal. Ball in, and I think it was a free kick. I didn't really see it. It just sort of happened very, very quickly, as these sometimes do. That one punted forward, but Upamecano underneath that. Out to Parisi. And Parisi been away on international duty. Zuma we're into injury time. 3 minutes added on. That ball forward by Kerr was pretty poor. Nobody there. And Hamzic is added again. He's out of his area. Chips it forward, but Parisi brings it down. Upper Meccano gives us a chance to build again. Parisi's just holding the ball up, using up a bit of time. Upper Meccano. No need to be urgent here. We're not through to Kudos. Kudos on a hat-trick. And Kudos gets his hat-trick. His 8th goal of the season. It's 7-1. And we're ramping up the old goal difference now. Upper Meccano. Parisi through to Abraham. Abraham puts it into the path of Kudos. And Kudos puts it away. And he's got a hat-trick. It's all over. And, well, I think that is as a comprehensive win as you will probably ever see. 30 shots, 17 of which were on target, over 50%. 4.97 on the XG. And 64% of the possession. They have 4 shots, 4 on target, which was very good. 1.01 on the XG, 36% of the possession. It's been a fantastic day at the office. Man of the match, Mohamed Kudos with that hat-trick. He had 5 key passes, 1 clear-cut chance created, 3 goals and an assist. Tammy Abraham wasn't far off him. 2 key passes, 1 clear-cut chance, 2 goals and an assist. Also, Parisi having a fantastic day out there as well. 5 key passes, 2 clear-cut chances created, 1 assist. All he didn't do was score. Yeah, all in all, very good. I'm pleased with Brent Kerr as well, because he had 1 key pass, 1 clear-cut chance created, and he had also 1 assist. So it was a comprehensive day. Let's go and have a look and see how that affects the table. We're still top. And to round up then the day's results, Ajax losing to Juventus 2-0. Bayern Munich 4-0 winners over Breda Bremen. Inter Milan 2-0 winners over Young Boys. Milan beating Marseille by a 0-0. Paris Saint-Germain, the current holders of the trophy, beating Copenhagen 4-1. Getafe and Leipzig playing out a 2-2 draw. Real Madrid beating Bucuresti, Rapid Bucuresti 5-0. Red Bull Salzburg and Bayer Leverkusen 0-0. And of course a 7-1 win against Sparta Prague for ourselves. And I hadn't realised actually that Martin Vitic, who came on as substitute, used to play for Sparta Prague. I hadn't completely missed that. Right, so we have qualified. We are guaranteed a place in the last 16, not through the playoffs. So we will miss that first round, the knockout round, as will Paris Saint-Germain, which also means that we will be seeded for the last 16 round as well, which is good news. We are top then, 100% records, 21 points from 7 games. We're definitely looking for a 100% record now. Paris Saint-Germain are in second on 19, then Barcelona 18. These teams are guaranteed playoff places. Barcelona, Real Madrid and Manchester City are in 5th on 16 points. Then Dortmund 6th on 15. Milan 7th on 15. Porto 8th on 15, then a couple of other teams just below that line, Inter and Bayern Munich both on 15, but missing out on goal difference as it stands at the moment. Aston Villa are 11th. They are guaranteed a play-off place, so they're all right. They will be in the next round. Arsenal guaranteed a play-off place. They're in 14th as it stands. Manchester United, Celtic and Liverpool still have it to do. If they are to guarantee their place in the next round. And obviously there is still a raft of places available. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 places available up the top there for a guarantee into the next round. It's all going to come down to that final game of the competition. And, well, we can tell you which teams aren't going to make it. 3... So really, the teams Marseille, Galatasaray and Bayer Leverkusen still have an opportunity, although Bayer Leverkusen, it's a bit iffy. to get there. But Marseille and Galatasaray still have a chance if they are to win in the next round. It's looking a bit of a mix. So I think it's really between Liverpool, Lazio, Marseille and Galatasaray as to which of the two of those four actually end up in that pot. Right, we're going to have a small break. We're going to come straight back though, and we are going to play a Newcastle United in the fourth round of the FA Cup. We've played them six times, beaten them on all 6 occasions so far. Again, we're at home, and then we're at home to Celtic in the final game of the Champions League phase. And the question is, can we get that 100% record? Quick look at the Premier League. Just to recap, we are top, 12 points clear of Arsenal in second. Chelsea in third. They do have a game in hand, so it might only be a 10-point lead if they win that game in hand. Manchester United are fourth on 44 points, would be on 47 if they win that game in hand. But we do have a 10-point lead, even if they win those games in hand. Well, I hope you've enjoyed today's episode. If you have, leave me that big thumbs up, subscribe, hit the notification button. That keeps you up to date with all future episodes of Irons in the Fire and our other series, bottom to the top, as they are released. And don't forget to leave me a comment. Let me know whether you want this series to continue or not. I mean, if we win the Champions League, then it's dead duck anyway. New episodes of Irons in the Fire released every Monday and Thursday at 4:15 p.m. And the best way of keeping up to date what's happening on this channel is to follow me on X, formerly known as Twitter, at JustOffsideFM. Hope to see you for the next episode. Thank you for watching. It's be episode 65. It's out on Thursday. Until then, have yourselves a great week. Till then, bye-bye.